The problem of induction is a fundamental philosophical issue that raises questions about the justification of inductive reasoning, which is the process of inferring general principles from specific observations. Induction involves drawing conclusions based on patterns or regularities observed in particular instances, leading to broader generalizations. For example, after observing that the sun has risen in the east every day of one's life, one might conclude that the sun will continue to rise in the east each day in the future. While such reasoning appears intuitive and practical, the problem of induction challenges the logical justification behind it, leading to significant implications for epistemology, science, and philosophy. The origins of the problem of induction can be traced back to the work of the Scottish philosopher David Hume in the 18th century. In his seminal work, An Inquiry Concerning Human Understanding, Hume famously questioned the rational basis for inductive reasoning. He argued that inductive inferences cannot be justified purely through reason or experience. According to Hume, while we may observe regularities in nature, we cannot logically conclude that these regularities will persist in the future. This is because the future may not resemble the past. Past experiences do not guarantee future occurrences. Hume identified two key aspects of the problem of induction. First, he noted that any attempt to justify induction based on past experiences leads to circular reasoning. To argue that the sun will rise tomorrow because it has risen every day in the past relies on the assumption that the future will resemble the past, a principle that itself requires inductive justification. This creates a paradox. We cannot use induction to justify induction without presupposing the validity of the very process we seek to validate. Second, Hume pointed out that our reliance on induction is rooted in habit or custom rather than rational justification. When we observe a pattern repeatedly, our minds naturally associate the cause and effect, leading us to expect similar outcomes in the future. However, this psychological tendency does not provide a logical basis for the certainty of our conclusions. Hume's skepticism about induction thus highlights the limits of human reasoning and the challenges in establishing a firm foundation for knowledge based on inductive inference. The implications of the problem of induction extend beyond philosophical inquiry. They pose significant challenges for the scientific method. Science often relies on inductive reasoning to formulate theories and laws based on empirical observations. For instance, the scientific method involves making observations, forming hypotheses, conducting experiments, and drawing general conclusions. However, if induction lacks a rational justification, the validity of scientific conclusions becomes questionable. Philosophers have grappled with the problem of induction for centuries, leading to various responses and proposed solutions. One notable response is the logical positivist approach, which seeks to ground knowledge in empirical verification. Logical positivists argue that meaningful statements must be either analytically true by definition, or verifiable through empirical observation. While this perspective addresses the problem of induction by emphasizing empirical evidence, it is not without its own limitations, particularly regarding the challenge of verifying universal statements. Another response comes from Karl Popper, who criticized the traditional view of induction in favor of a falsification approach. Popper argued that scientific theories should not be confirmed through induction but rather subjected to rigorous testing. According to him, a theory is scientific only if it can be falsified by empirical observations. This shift from a focus on verification to falsification reframes the problem of induction, suggesting that while we cannot justify induction, we can still evaluate theories based on their ability to withstand attempts at falsification. Despite these responses, the problem of induction remains a persistent philosophical challenge. The inability to provide a definitive justification for inductive reasoning raises profound questions about the nature of knowledge and the limits of human understanding. It invites deeper reflection on the epistemological foundations of science and the philosophical implications of our reliance on empirical observations. In contemporary discussions, the problem of induction intersects with various fields, including philosophy of science, cognitive science, and probability theory. Researchers in cognitive science explore how humans naturally engage in inductive reasoning, examining the psychological mechanisms that underlie our ability to form generalizations from specific instances. Understanding these cognitive processes can shed light on why humans are predisposed to rely on induction, even in the face of its philosophical challenges. Moreover, the rise of Bayesian epistemology offers a modern framework for addressing the problem of induction. Bayesianism uses probability theory to model belief formation and updating based on new evidence. By treating beliefs as probabilities that can be adjusted in light of new data, Bayesian approaches provide a structured way to navigate the uncertainty inherent in inductive reasoning. This probabilistic perspective allows for a more nuanced understanding of induction, acknowledging the limitations of certainty while still facilitating a rational approach to forming beliefs based on empirical observations. The ongoing discourse surrounding the problem of induction also encompasses its implications for scientific practice and the philosophy of science. Scientists regularly rely on inductive reasoning when formulating hypotheses and drawing general conclusions from empirical data. The challenge posed by the problem of induction raises important questions about the reliability of scientific knowledge and how scientists justify their inferences. One significant area of concern is the role of theories in scientific practice. Many scientific theories are based on a collection of observations that suggest a certain pattern or regularity. For example, the theory of evolution is supported by a vast array of fossil evidence, genetic data, and observed instances of natural selection. However, the problem of induction suggests that the conclusions drawn from these observations may not hold in all circumstances. While the theory of evolution has proven robust against extensive testing, the potential for future observations to contradict it cannot be entirely dismissed. This raises the question of how scientists can maintain confidence in their theories while acknowledging the limitations of inductive reasoning. The historical context of scientific theories also plays a crucial role in understanding the problem of induction. Throughout history, many scientific theories have been replaced or significantly revised in light of new evidence. The shift from Newtonian mechanics to Einstein's theory of relativity exemplifies this dynamic. While Newtonian physics provided an effective framework for understanding motion and gravity, it was eventually found insufficient to explain phenomena at extreme speeds or in strong gravitational fields. This historical progression underscores the potential for currently accepted theories to be overturned, reinforcing Hume's skepticism regarding the certainty of inductive reasoning. In response to these challenges, scientists often adopt a pragmatic stance, focusing on the predictive success of theories rather than their ultimate truth. This pragmatic approach emphasizes the utility of scientific theories in producing reliable predictions and guiding experimentation, even if the underlying justification for induction remains problematic. Scientists may argue that the effectiveness of a theory in practice, its ability to generate successful predictions and explanations, provides a form of validation, even in the absence of a rational justification for induction itself. Moreover, the increasing complexity of scientific research in areas such as quantum mechanics and complex systems introduces additional layers of uncertainty regarding induction. In quantum physics, for example, the behavior of particles often defies classical intuitions, leading to paradoxes that challenge conventional understandings of causality and observation. As scientists grapple with these complexities, the problem of induction becomes even more pronounced, prompting further examination of how we derive conclusions in the face of uncertainty. The implications of the problem of induction also extend into the realm of philosophy of mathematics and its relationship with science. The use of mathematical models in scientific inquiry raises questions about the nature of mathematical truths and their connection to empirical observations. While mathematical truths can be established through deductive reasoning, their application to the physical world often relies on inductive reasoning to justify their relevance. This intersection highlights the intricacies of using induction in scientific contexts, where mathematical formulations are employed to represent and predict natural phenomena. Furthermore, the problem of induction invites reflection on the nature of scientific explanation. Theories are often valued not only for their predictive power but also for their explanatory depth. A theory that provides a comprehensive understanding of phenomena, connecting disparate observations and revealing underlying mechanisms, may be deemed more valuable than one that merely predicts outcomes without offering insight. This emphasis on explanatory power introduces additional dimensions to the challenge of induction, as scientists strive to reconcile the limitations of inductive reasoning with the desire for robust and coherent scientific explanations. In contemporary philosophy, the problem of induction has also influenced discussions about scientific realism and anti-realism. Realists argue that the success of science supports the view that scientific theories accurately describe an objective reality. In contrast, anti-realists contend that the history of scientific change and the problem of induction undermine claims of truth regarding unobservable entities. This debate reflects the broader implications of the problem of induction for our understanding of knowledge, truth, and the nature of reality itself. Ultimately, the problem of induction serves as a reminder of the complexities inherent in the pursuit of knowledge. While inductive reasoning is a fundamental aspect of human cognition and scientific practice, its philosophical challenges compel us to critically examine the foundations of our beliefs and the nature of the conclusions we draw from our experiences. By acknowledging the limitations of induction, we can cultivate a more nuanced understanding of scientific inquiry, embracing the uncertainties and complexities. The problem of induction also invites a deeper exploration of its implications for knowledge acquisition and the philosophical foundations of scientific theories. As we consider how humans learn and form beliefs about the world, it becomes clear that induction is not only a method of reasoning but a fundamental aspect of human cognition. Our everyday experiences often lead us to generalize from specific instances, forming beliefs about the world around us. This cognitive process is crucial for survival, allowing individuals to make predictions and decisions based on prior experiences. However, the philosophical implications of the problem of induction challenge the reliability of these cognitive processes. If our inductive reasoning lacks a rational justification, then the beliefs formed through this process may be inherently uncertain. This raises questions about the nature of justified belief and the criteria we use to determine what constitutes knowledge. How can we claim to know something if our reasoning is based on a method that cannot guarantee the truth of its conclusions? In light of this challenge, some philosophers have explored the concept of fallibilism, which posits that all beliefs, including scientific knowledge, are subject to revision in light of new evidence. Fallibilism acknowledges the tentative nature of knowledge and emphasizes that certainty is often unattainable. This perspective aligns with the scientific method, which is inherently self-correcting. As new data emerges, existing theories may be challenged and refined. Embracing fallibilism allows for a more flexible understanding of knowledge, recognizing that our beliefs are provisional and open to change. Moreover, the problem of induction intersects with discussions about confirmation theory, which examines how evidence supports or contradicts scientific theories. The challenge lies in determining how observations can confirm a theory, given that a single observation cannot definitively prove a general principle. For instance, observing that all observed swans are white does not confirm the theory that all swans are white, it merely provides evidence in support of that theory until a contrary observation, e.g. a black swan, is encountered. This illustrates the difficulty of using induction to establish the truth of universal claims based solely on finite observations. Philosophers have proposed various models of confirmation to address these issues, including Hume's problem of induction and the Bayesian approach. The Bayesian framework, in particular, offers a probabilistic model for updating beliefs based on new evidence. By assigning prior probabilities to hypotheses and adjusting these probabilities as new data becomes available, Bayesianism provides a structured way to navigate uncertainty and make informed inferences. This approach does not eliminate the problem of induction. The problem of induction has long been a focal point of philosophical inquiry, captivating the minds of thinkers seeking to grapple with the nature of knowledge and the reliability of our beliefs about the world. At the heart of this philosophical puzzle lies the tension between the seemingly universal application of inductive reasoning in our daily lives and the inherent uncertainty that underlies this mode of inference. Induction, as a form of reasoning, involves drawing general conclusions from specific instances or observations. It is the bedrock of scientific inquiry, everyday decision-making, and our understanding of the world around us. When we observe the sun rising each morning, we infer that it will rise again tomorrow. When we see numerous instances of objects falling to the ground, we conclude that gravity is a consistent force acting on all objects. However, the problem of induction, famously articulated by the Scottish philosopher David Hume, challenges the logical basis of inductive reasoning. Hume pointed out that the justification for our use of induction rests on the assumption that the future will resemble the past, that the patterns we have observed in the past will continue to hold true in the future. This assumption, however, cannot be proven with certainty, as it relies on extrapolating from past experiences to make predictions about future events. The crux of the problem of induction lies in the lack of a rational justification for our trust in induction. While deductive reasoning allows for certain conclusions to be drawn from given premises, inductive reasoning only offers probabilistic support for its conclusions. No amount of observed instances can guarantee the truth of a generalization reached through induction, as there is always the possibility of encountering a counterexample that undermines the general rule. This inherent uncertainty in induction raises profound questions about the nature of knowledge, the boundaries of human understanding, and the limits of what we can truly claim to know about the world. If we cannot provide a rational justification for induction, how can we trust the conclusions we draw from it? How do we navigate the tension between the practical necessity of relying on induction in our daily lives and the epistemic doubts that cast a shadow over its reliability? Reflecting further on the problem of induction unveils a profound philosophical inquiry that challenges our assumptions about the nature of knowledge and the foundations of our beliefs. As we navigate the intricate terrain of inductive reasoning, we confront the epistemic uncertainties that underlie our attempts to generalize from specific instances and predict future outcomes based on past observations. The inherent dilemma posed by the problem of induction revolves around the tension between the practical utility of induction in guiding our everyday decisions and the lack of a sound logical justification for its reliability. While we instinctively rely on inductive reasoning to navigate the complexities of the world, the philosophical scrutiny of induction reveals the fragility of our inductive inferences and the limits of what we can truly claim to know about the future based on past experiences. The critical examination of the problem of induction invites us to grapple with profound questions about the nature of inference, the boundaries of human cognition, and the uncertainties that permeate our quest for knowledge. Can we bridge the gap between the necessity of using induction in our cognitive endeavors and the epistemic doubts that cast a shadow over its validity? How do we reconcile the practical indispensability of inductive reasoning with the philosophical challenges that question its rational foundation? In confronting the enigma of the problem of induction, we are prompted to cultivate intellectual humility, embrace the provisional nature of our beliefs, and engage in a nuanced exploration of the complexities inherent in our cognitive processes. By acknowledging the limitations of our understanding, embracing the uncertainties that accompany our inductive inferences, and fostering a spirit of open inquiry and critical reflection, we embark on a journey of intellectual discovery that deepens our appreciation for the intricacies of human cognition and the enduring quest for knowledge in the face of uncertainty. Justification is a foundational concept in philosophy, ethics, and epistemology, guiding our beliefs, actions, and decisions in the pursuit of truth and wisdom. The quest for justification entails providing reasons, evidence, or rationale to support our assertions, beliefs, and choices, thereby grounding them in sound reasoning and critical reflection. As we delve into the intricacies of justification, we embark on a philosophical exploration that illuminates the principles and practices underlying our quest for intellectual integrity, moral clarity, and epistemic responsibility. At the heart of the endeavor to justify lies the inherent human impulse to seek coherence, consistency, and rationality in our beliefs and actions. Justification serves as a cognitive compass, guiding us in discerning truth from falsehood, virtue from vice, and knowledge from mere opinion. Whether in the realm of ethics, where we seek to justify our moral principles and actions, or in epistemology, where we strive to justify our beliefs and claims about the world, the pursuit of justification reflects our innate desire for intellectual honesty, ethical integrity, and rational scrutiny. In ethics, the quest for justification involves articulating the reasons, principles, or values that underpin our moral judgments and decisions. By offering moral justifications, we aim to demonstrate the ethical coherence of our actions, the alignment of our choices with our values, and the ethical considerations that guide our conduct. Whether invoking principles of utilitarianism, deontology, virtue ethics, or other ethical frameworks, the process of ethical justification invites us to reflect on the moral foundations of our decisions and to articulate the reasons that support our moral commitments. In epistemology, the pursuit of justification revolves around the rational warrant for our beliefs, the reliability of our sources of knowledge, and the criteria for assessing the epistemic validity of our claims. Justification in the realm of knowledge entails providing evidence, reasoning, or argumentation to support the truth or justification of our beliefs, thereby distinguishing knowledge from mere opinion or belief. Whether through empirical evidence, logical inference, testimonial support, or other epistemic methods, the process of epistemic justification aims to establish the credibility, reliability, and warrant of our beliefs about the world. As we navigate the terrain of justification in philosophy, ethics, and epistemology, we are confronted with profound questions about the nature of rationality, the principles of justification, and the complexities of navigating the landscape of beliefs, values, and knowledge. By engaging in the reflective practice of justification, we cultivate intellectual rigor, moral clarity, and epistemic responsibility, fostering a deeper understanding of the principles that guide our beliefs, actions, and decisions in the pursuit of truth, virtue. In the intricate tapestry of philosophical inquiry, the pursuit of justification unfolds as a noble quest to illuminate the pathways of reason, ethics, and epistemology. As we delve deeper into the nuances of justification, we uncover the intricate web of principles, values, and criteria that underpin our quest for intellectual integrity, moral clarity, and epistemic responsibility. In the realm of ethics, the process of justification serves as a moral compass, guiding our decisions and actions towards ethical coherence and alignment with our values. By articulating the reasons and principles that support our moral judgments, we strive to uphold the ethical foundations that inform our choices, navigate moral dilemmas, and cultivate virtues that elevate our character. Through ethical justification, we engage in a reflective dialogue with our conscience, guiding our moral compass towards the shores of ethical excellence and moral integrity. In the domain of epistemology, the pursuit of justification illuminates the pathways to knowledge, truth, and intellectual rigor. By providing reasons, evidence, and arguments to support our beliefs, we seek to distinguish knowledge from mere opinion, navigate the complexities of epistemic uncertainty, and establish the rational warrant for our claims about the world. Through the lens of epistemic justification, we engage in a critical dialogue with the sources of knowledge, the methods of inquiry, and the standards of evidence that shape our understanding of reality and our quest for truth. As we traverse the terrain of justification in philosophy, ethics, and epistemology, we encounter profound questions that challenge our assumptions, deepen our insights, and sharpen our reasoning. How do we navigate the complexities of ethical dilemmas and moral gray areas through the process of ethical justification? What are the criteria for assessing the reliability and credibility of our beliefs in the realm of epistemic justification? How do we cultivate the virtues of intellectual honesty, moral courage, and epistemic humility through the practice of justification? In the unfolding journey of justification, we are invited to embrace the virtues of reason, integrity, and wisdom, navigating the complexities of ethical decision-making and epistemic inquiry with clarity, humility, and intellectual rigor. By engaging in the reflective practice of justification, we embark on a quest for truth, virtue, and knowledge that illuminates the pathways to a life of moral excellence, intellectual integrity, and epistemic responsibility.